will take on new consumers. And I do believe that with the CBD industry, there's going to be clarity. The FDA has even said that they can't put the toothpaste back in the tube, that there's such consumer demand for it. They are going to create pathways to allow consumers to safely buy CBD. So I think the back half of this year could be instrumental for the industry. And I think next year, really, it could be growing faster than it's ever been growing.
Yeah. And I wonder how companies can actually, I hate to say this, capitalize on this tragic circumstance that we're in right now to position themselves for that change. Do you have any ideas about that?
Well, if they're in business now, they're probably doing it in getting the products to consumers. And a lot of the states have allowed cannabis companies to deliver the product, to provide it on curbside. These were options that were not allowed before coronavirus. And
Mm-hmm.
so I think it's just leveraging what is available now to get your products to consumers and continue building that consumer base. And then, if you're not in business yet, look at new ways to solve problems. And those problems have been logistical in getting consumers and the products together. I think what you'll see on the CBD side as we move forward are marketplaces, almost like an Amazon, where you can go in and be educated about CBD, help in terms of finding the right CBD product for you, and then making it easy for you to order that and get it delivered. So I think there's going to be new marketplace technologies. There's going to be new ways of getting these products to consumers, like we're already seeing now with coronavirus.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. This has just been such a trying time for so many people. But if there's any good that can come out of it, I think it'll be just a greater awareness of what's essential,
Exactly. I think it's helped change the perception of cannabis and put it in a more positive light, in that it is essential. And everywhere that it's legal in the U.S., there really hasn't been a bad outcome. I mean, where it's legal, we've seen crime actually go down, adolescent use go down,
Opiate use has gone down.
opiate use has gone down. The data is just clear that it's been really a societal benefit. And now that it's deemed essential, I think that it's a shot in the arm for the industry. And I think that coupled with regulation changes, I think are really going to boost the industry. You can call it a second wave, but I think the hype is really out of the whole industry, and it's really creating the right products for the right consumers and getting the products to consumers. That's what it's all about now.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you're right. And, and then how can media outlets like ours actually help to affect that?
Right. Yeah. I think there's still a lot of education that needs to go on, and I'm seeing it now. There's a lot of virtual conferences, and I see all kinds of topics throughout every way to think about cannabis. And so I think that there's just a lot of opportunity for education. And I think that through education, that's when innovation occurs.
Yeah. Well, and also through hardship too. And, there are a lot of businesses out there suffering right now.
Right.
And the cannabis industry there's no exception in there as well, even though it has been deemed an essential business. I think that there has been some slowing down of production and investment and all of that. Have you observed that as well?
Yeah. We saw the contraction of the investment side start last summer. So I believe in many ways the cannabis industry has been hit twice, really. The capital crunch did start last year. And a lot of that was the kind of the things we've already been talking about here, where the size of the industry didn't materialize as fast as we thought. A lot of that was because the black market is still thriving. The regulations in Canada and the US have inhibited the rollout in many respects. And a lot of the companies that raised capital did not deploy that in a way that created a lot of profits. And so investors started pulling back late last year and into this year before coronavirus. It was becoming more difficult for companies to raise capital. Then when coronavirus hit, made it even more difficult. Although again, it turned cannabis into an essential product. But yes, it's really created some hardships. And you know, the hope is that the companies that can survive this will be stronger on the back end.
Yeah, well, let's hope so. Let's hope so. Any parting thoughts?
Parting thoughts are that, you know, people should take heart in the fact that the cynicism of the industry that we saw years ago has really gone away. And, you know, it's really an essential service and product right now. And there are lots of innovations that are occurring that I see all the time in light of the lack of regulations in banking. And I see the industry really growing once coronavirus is you know, done in the back half of this year. And that makes me confident that you'll see companies thrive, you'll see new companies thrive, and I think that will be good for everyone.
I couldn't agree more. So, well, Frank, thank you so much for all of your insights. This has been great.
Thank you so much, Snowden, and I thank your audience for tuning in, and all the best.
Awesome. Thank you, Frank. So once again, it is time to bring yet another show to a close. I'd like to personally thank our guest, Frank Lane, for sharing his insights and knowledge with us today. If you'd like to learn more about him and CFN, please visit us online at thecannabisreporter.com. Click podcast to find today's episode, and there you will find his bio along with a link to his website. We have so many others to thank. First, I'd like to express our gratitude to our radio partners, Blue Mountain Energy and Canosphere Biotech. We certainly couldn't be doing this without you. I'd also like to thank our team here at the Cannabis Reporter Radio Show for always making us shine. And of course, it goes without saying how much we appreciate our programming directors at XRQK Radio Network and Society Bites Radio for distributing our show. And last but not least, thanks to all of you for joining. I'm Snowden Bishop, inviting you to join me again next week, same time, same place, for another episode of the Cannabis Reporter Radio Show. Until we meet again, be safe, stay informed, share what you've learned, and make it a great day. Evergreen is calling. Evergreen is calling. Evergreen is
calling. Let's face it, indoor agriculture consumes massive amounts of energy. Between cooling high-intensity grow lights and regulating climate in large facilities, electric bills can run a successful grow operation into the red. If this sounds familiar, I can tell you that you need a powerful climate control system that won't drain your green. I'm Eric Riccardi with Blue Mountain Energy. Our state-of-the-art HVAC systems are powered by natural gas and propane, which means you can reduce your electricity use by as much as 80% and get your grow operation back in the black and maximize your growing space. Visit BlueMountainEnergy.com to schedule your free energy assessment and see how Blue Mountain Energy can put that green back in your pocket.